fun.
All right, friends, for this video, you're going to need your math notebook and your pencil to start out with. So go ahead and pause and get that out. All right, let's go ahead and turn in our notebook to our flip chart on page 93. So you can set your notebook aside. We're going to open it all the way up and we're going to finish the bottom part down here where it's blank. All right, so down here at the bottom, we are going to be talking about input, output tables. Now, we've been talking about input-output tables all year, but now we're going to really focus on them. So go ahead and write that down. Okay, so a table is a chart to organize numbers. It's kind of like the tables we use in science. We're organizing our numbers. So an input-output table has the numbers in the chart, but they're pairs of number that follow a rule. So there is a rule about what you put in and what comes out. So for input-output table, we are going to write that it is pairs of numbers that follow a rule. So copy that down and then we're going to put an example. All right, so here is my example, and you can go ahead and pause and copy that down. Okay, so what we said is that it's a pair of numbers that follow a rule. So my pairs, I'm going to pair my input with its output. Input with its output, input with its output. So to find the rule, I have to ask myself, what am I doing to this input to get the output? Okay, well, there's a couple things. Some of you may have said add 4. Some of you may have said multiply by 3. So then you have to go and check, does that rule apply to the rest of them? Well, if I start with add 4, if I do 9 plus 4, do I get 27? No. So let's check my multiplying by 3. If I do 2 times 3, I got 6. If I do 9 times 3, do I get 27? Yes. If I do 4 times 3, do I get 12? Yes. So if I follow that rule and do 3 times 3, what would I get? 9. So my rule that I am following is multiplying by 3. That's what I'm doing each time. So go ahead and copy that down. So in class, we've been talking about equations. So if I was going to write an equation for this, I would say that I am taking my input, which I'm just going to put an I for input. And what I'm doing to my numbers in my input, I'm multiplying by 3. So I'm taking my input, multiplying it by 3, and then I get my output. So I have my equation, input times 3 equals my output. So here's another way of thinking of it. Think of like a machine right here. Oh, sorry, a machine or a robot. If I have a 4, I'm going to put it into that machine or into the robot, and something's going to come out. When it's inside, it's going to have something happen to it. Inside where something happens is the rule. So you're going to put it in, the rule's going to happen, and it's going to come out. So we're going to put that on our chart over here. So I'm going to put something in, my rule is going to happen, and something's going to come out. Once you have that copied down, go ahead and get a glue stick. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to fold your foldable back down and flip it over to this plain back part. That's the part that you are going to put glue on, and then you're going to glue it down on page 93 so that then you have your flip chart glued down to where you can still see all of our information. Go ahead and do that now. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to flip to page 97, and we're going to title it Input-Output Tables. So number it if you didn't number it the other day, and let's title that page. All right, so now what you're going to need is you're going to need to come get one of these sheets from me, because what we're going to do is we're going to work together on the sequences or the order of numbers in our tables, in our input-output tables. So get this paper from the front table and let's go through a couple. All right, so my directions say to find a rule, write the rule as an equation, and then use the equation to complete the pattern. So kind of like we just did on our flip chart. So we're going to be looking at our input, deciding what rule we're doing, what we're doing to get the output, and that's going to be our rule. Then we're going to use that to make an equation using the variables that they gave us. So let's look at the first one. I have 6. What am I doing to 6 to get 12? Well, some might say multiply by 2, and some might say add 6. So we're going to have to check the rest of our chart to see which one. If I do 9 and multiply by 2, am I going to get 15? No. If I do 11 and multiply by 2, am I going to get 17? No. So let's go back and check the adding 6. We said if 6 plus 6 is 12, 9 plus 6, is that 15? Yes. 11 plus 6, would that be 17? Yes. So my rule is going to be adding 6. So for my equation, that means what I'm doing to the input, or x, I'm going to add 6 to it, and then I'll get my answer of output, which they gave me the variable of y. So what you put in, you're going to add 6 and get the out. So now let's look at this one right here. If I have 14 and I add 6, what am I going to get? 20. All right, make sure you have that, and then we're going to do another one together. All right, let's go down and look at number 6. Number 6, 5 and 6 says use the rule and the equation to make the input-output tables. So they gave us the rule and they gave us the equation. We have to solve the input-output table. So it tells me my rule is subtract 3. So my W right here is going to be my input. I'm going to subtract 3 from my input, and that's going to give me my output of T. So let's start with the first one. If I have 18 and I subtract 3, what am I going to get? 15. Now here, I have something. I'm going to minus 3, and that gives me 27. Well, because I don't know what that something is, I can go the opposite way. Instead of doing something minus 3 equals 27, I can do 27 plus 3 equals that something. What do I get? 30. So let's check. Is 30 minus 3 27? Yes. So I'm going to minus 3 all the way down. 33 minus 3 is 30. This one's going to be like the one above. Since I can't go this way, I'm going to do the opposite direction, opposite operation. 46 plus 3, 49. And check. 49 minus 3 is 46. Then 51 minus 3, 48. Make sure you have that. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to finish the rest of this sheet, and then you're going to come check it with me at small group, and then I will tell you what you're going to do. Let me know if you have any questions.